Welcome back to Women vs. Travels. This is Sydney, your guide, and we are moving from Rio de Janeiro to Ilha Grande. It's about a 3-hour drive away, so I brought some little snackies that I found in the shop right before the van came. I got on it very last minute. It was one of the few spots left, so I wasn't complaining. At least I had something before I could find dinner on the island itself. So there are multiple ways to get there from Rio de Janeiro, but the way that I took was to stop near Angra dos Reis and then take a boat from there to the main port on Ilha Grande. For those of you that don't know, Ilha Grande is an island that has 0 cars on it. You can only use bikes. Some people were walking with hand trolleys. Overall, the history of this island is pretty crazy. It, at one point, was a quarantine station, a pirate's alcove, and then a maximum security prison. And the remoteness of it is what has allowed it to be as protected and as beautiful as you are about to see. So here we are waiting for the boat to come pick us up. The lines weren't in any specific order, but you do get a little pass when you order through your hotel or hostel. Or you can buy at the ticket office that you just see there on the left. The boarding process was fairly easy. I was surprised that they decided to take all of us plus our suitcases. I didn't know if there was like a weight limit that they were checking, so it made me a little apprehensive. But overall, like, you're in the back of the speedboat, you get there, no problem. They know what they're doing. They do this multiple times a day, every day. So you just gotta trust what the locals know. I ended up staying a little further away from the beachfront and the port at a hostel called Hollandaise Hostel. I highly recommend anyone that prefers a more secluded area or a space that feels like you're in the jungle because of how gorgeous the plant life is. You have to walk through some local housing and neighborhoods. You see, of course, these hostels or posudas along the way, but this really felt like a different part of the island experience in of itself, and I couldn't suggest it more. There I was just talking about how safe I felt compared to Rio. The area of the hostel, you know, when you first come, you're a little like, oh, this is a little sketchy. It was kind of hard to find because it was a little further away from the ocean front, but I did kind of like that separation between fun and time to sleep. One of my favorite parts about the island is just how sporty everyone was here compared to what I saw in Copacabana and Ipanema. A lot of the sports that you saw were something called frescobol, which is kind of like a tennis game where you bounce a ball back and forth with a paddle, and then something called futvolley, where you use your knees, chest, arms, and feet to kick back and forth. So it's just a little bit more complex. Of course, you can use your head. It's a little bit more complex than your overall football experience. At the beachfront, you also had a lot of live music with restaurants that you can get things right away, as well as many shops where you can get all of your beach needs. Granted, at a much higher price, but at least as part of the island, they do take card, which is what I was quite nervous about in the fact that I didn't bring that much cash, even though that was something that a lot of blogs said. But come to find out, it was because that is when you explore further, hike further, or boat to other parts of the island. One of my favorite experiences was all of these dogs that sat with me while I was eating my steak and my farofa. Oh my gosh, the farofa here was so good. If you don't know what that is, it's toasted cassava, and it's usually served with your grilled meats or as something that you mix with your rice, and it's just so good. Oh my gosh. Nightlife on the island was actually quite lively with a lot of live music. You're on the water, some really good drinks. The 2 main places are Aquario and Che Lagarto. Here is some live samba. But they also played a good mix of reggaeton, Brazilian funk. They had a variety of options, and they had something pretty much every single night I was there. See you tomorrow for day 2. Bye!